My wife won't have sex with me until I earn it back.
Roasted.
Oh, damn.
Whoa, that is the type of title you would find on Pornhub. Like, you deserve better, okay?
You do.
Yes, you are an asshole, but not in the way you think.
Welcome to Latinas Unmasked. Welcome back, guys. I'm your host, Zuleika.
And I'm your favorite pelona, Caro.
And welcome to the second part of the theme, These People Are Delusional. So, are you ready to get back into delusional stories?
I'm ready to listen more about other Delulu people. Yeah.
That is perfect. Let's see if being the Lulu is the Zululu this time. Bringing a joke 2 times.
Why not?
Okay, so are you ready to get started?
Yes, I am. Now I am. Yeah.
Perfect. Good. Let's get straight into it. So, our first story is going to be from the subreddit, Am I the Asshole? And our title is, Am I the asshole for telling my brother that this is not my problem?
Right. When do you put the boundaries when it comes to brothers or sisters? That's
Can you feel it today? Like
yeah, definitely. Well, for the people that do not know, I don't know if you have ever dealt with a brother or a sister that it's in the middle of their puberty journey, but it's tough when you're not part of that journey as well, and how to deal with that, like, Jesus. But anyway, let's go.
Yeah. Oh, just for an info, this story had 1.1k upvotes, so kind of a little popular. So let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Okay, so my daughter and my niece both started high school this year. They both attended the best high school in our town.
Not to brag, but
Yeah.
okay. Who cares? Anyway, yeah.
My daughter is extremely smart and very popular at school. She is friends with almost everyone in her class. Again, not to brag, but
She's iconic, apparently.
oh, yes. My niece, on the other hand, is not that smart.
Ooh, damn.
That's so hard to say about your niece. I mean, like, she's not that smart.
Jesus. But, well,
Ouch.
at least they are honest in the family, you know, if you can say
Well,
that.
we don't know if he's honest to the niece or, maybe he just says that now because, the kind of thing where you're like, she's not smart, no. I would never tell her in her face, but let's be
not
honest.
smart. Okay,
But we don't know. Let's see. So she struggles with simple tasks and she has no friends. I kind of feel sorry for the niece.
Like,
okay.
thank you. Imagine if people would introduce you like that, yeah, this is my niece.
I'm the smart and popular one, and that's my friend who has struggles with simple tasks and has no friends.
It's like,
Except for
Jesus.
me.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
Okay.
ouch. Okay. A few days ago, my brother called me and asked me to change my daughter's school because kids have been making fun of my niece and calling her stupid while they... calling her the stupid one while they call my daughter the smart one.
I think she likes it by the way she's writing this.
I think
It's
I think the father likes it because the father is writing in.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
I think the father is kind of happy or something. He seems proud. I don't know. Okay. He claims that his daughter never had this kind of problem, and it started when my daughter started to attend the same school as her because everyone is comparing them now since they are cousins. He also claims that it's also my daughter's fault because the kids who do this are her friends.
Wow. That hurts.
Yeah. I feel so bad for her. I told him that I'm not changing my daughter's school and this is not my problem. My daughter is friends with almost everyone and she can't be expected to control everyone's action. Also, since my daughter is very clearly smarter and is thriving in this school while his daughter is struggling, and also because his daughter doesn't have any friends there anyway, then she should be the one to go to a new school. He thinks I'm being an asshole. So, am I?
That's the question. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're an asshole by, introducing your niece in such a negative way. But when it comes to the situation of, having to move both of them to another school just because with one of them things aren't working out as perfectly as every parent would wish for, that's stupid. I mean, I think if your daughter has a problem in one school and you want her to move out, then just do it for her.
Yeah.
The cousin doesn't have to do anything with it.
I do have to say, in this story, I think both of them are the asshole, honestly.
Who and who?
Both, the OP writing in, the father of the daughter, but also the father of the other daughter is kind of an asshole.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's I mean, first of all, OP is an asshole for the way he writes about his niece. It's so hard. No empathy. No empathy in no way. I mean, you can be angry at your brother, but I'm sorry, that's so hard. Then again, on the other hand, the father of his brother, OP's brother, is an asshole for, I mean, why should...
Expecting.
I mean, if his daughter is well placed in the school, has good friends, it's a good school, she's feeling comfortable there, why should she go? And if even the friends of the niece are doing this to her and she has no friends because of that, then it would be better for her to change school, to start somewhere new.
Yeah. Also, I think it would be good to separate both of them if they are constantly being compared by everyone. But to answer the question, yes, you are an asshole, but not in the way you think you are.
Yes. You're an asshole for describing it this way. But not an asshole for, in a way, not caring, because I get that part. And then again, I do have to say, I mean, I don't know how it sounds terrible for the niece. I feel for her because I was in a similar situation. I have an older brother that's 3 years older than me. And obviously, he wasn't the smarter one. He was just trouble kid,
right.
Doing pranks and all of the stuff. So when I entered school right after him, when he finished and I entered, high school, I think it is in America, kind of equivalent to what we were going through.
Yeah, exactly.
All the teachers were either like, oh, you're his younger sibling, or they were, oh, you're his younger sibling. So, I already had people were already expecting me to be trouble.
All right.
I wasn't. But
that's the debate.
And I also went to school at the same place where my cousins and my brother and everything. And I mean, why would my friends hate me just because I would go to the same school like my cousin that is kind of 1 year older or the same age and compare me to them? It's like, what shitty friends do you have? I mean, seriously.
Yeah, now I've been thinking, maybe they live all together in a really small town, and that's the reason why these kind of, interactions are even possible. That people...
I mean, I grew up in not a small town, but I mean... a town where everyone knows each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's what.
And we were the new kids in that town.
Yeah.
I mean, even there. I managed to get over the fact that they compared me with my brother, and I was like, but what do I care? I mean,
right.
Yeah, so sorry.
I think you're involving yourself too much into this story, too relatable for you.
No, maybe, it's just I do feel for the niece that she's in this situation. I mean,
but I mean, they aren't her friends if they call
that's what I mean.
It's
just she has shitty friends. She should change school to get new friends.
School,
and
change uncle and father, just change everything. Leave that place. Leave that place. Okay.
Change uncle and father, change everything. Your identity is just better.
That place is toxic as.
Oh my god. Well, let's see what the top comment says.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so of course your daughter shouldn't have to change school, especially if she's thriving. So not the asshole for not uprooting her to appease someone else. Yeah. But you're the asshole because you've got major blinders on. Your niece wasn't bullied before your daughter got there. Now she is. Something happened. The bullying comments you make in the privacy of your home somehow ended up flying around your daughter's school. And you're self-absorbed enough to think that this is just confirmation that everybody sees what you see, that your daughter is perfect and your niece is a dunce. But people's perception didn't suddenly get better. The stars didn't align. Your daughter obviously said something. Maybe a lot of some things. Maybe it's because she thinks it's normal to talk about this poor kid that way because she hears it all the time. Maybe she got where she is socially by stepping on others. It's a classic common tactic for a reason. But all signs point to your daughter instigating bullying, and you won't even consider it. At the very least, she should be leveraging her social status to get people to lay off, but there's no indication of that in your post. Popularity is rarely a sign of innate goodness. You need to stop slandering your poor niece and open your eyes to the fact that you and your daughter probably catalyzed this whole thing because you're lacking in class and empathy. You're so gleeful in this post, so transparently boastful. Did Regina George show up and have a daughter? This comment had 5.6k upvotes.
Oh my gosh, okay.
And I think it is for a good reason because they sum up everything. I think this person actually has a good point that the daughter probably is kind of, the one that spread this rumor around that she's not smart. Everything. Yeah, I do feel that this would make sense, honestly. It just
I'm not so sure about
really
that.
Why not?
I mean, because just because you're maybe more socially, you have more social skills than your cousin and you are better looking or whatever. If you're more charming, then it's not your fault that people feel more positively attracted to you than with your cousin. But yeah. And he really didn't mention like the point of view of her daughter, of how she feels about the situation. So, so we can really tell if she's also the villainess behind all of this. But I do agree with the blindness of the OP of the father. And I was just wondering while you were reading the comments, like, why would such a narcissistic father want to write that type of story on Reddit and read the comments of people confronting him with that? Like, I don't think that.
To be honest, most people search for confirmation. What he wanted to hear was just people told him, no, you are the victim here. You're absolutely right. Oh, this is so good. Whatever. So, and we kind of see that a lot happen in Reddit, where sometimes if people doesn't get the response they were searching for and they get those harsh truths, you never hear again of them.
Right.
Or you see a comment of OP that just answers to the one comment that was on his side, to the one and only, Right. They're searching for confirmation. But sometimes, honestly, Reddit also manages sometimes to change someone's point of view. And people actually see that they were actually at fault here. So it is a good platform if people want to listen to it. But I mean, I think OP does not, probably.
Okay.
But to your point that you said before, we don't know the daughter's perspective. But it is kind of weird that it was all perfectly fine. And I mean, yes, I don't mean the part that she has more friends and that the niece friends suddenly turned against her. I think more about the part of she was, as it sounds at least, she was never called dumb or stupid or compared in that way. So why would they suddenly?
Right.
Just because she arrived? Why would it not in a way be the other way around? Or like that they would compare her the other way around? Like, that's your cousin, she's new, we don't know. It does appear to be that some of them too, either the daughter or the father, maybe when the friends were around, must have made some of those comments because he has clearly no empathy for his niece or anything and values the fact that his daughter is so popular and smart. I think he might have had either directly or indirectly some influence in this. So
right. Have you ever had rivalries with your cousins, or like tensions in the relationship? Has that happened to you? Because in my case, it's like I don't give a fuck about them. Like, I couldn't care less if they are more successful or not than me. I'm like, dude, I don't care what type of image you give to society. I will have to deal with you on Christmas dinner or whatever. Like, so why bother, you know?
No, it's the same for me, honestly. It's more the other way around, where I felt some jealousy from, I think from the different social status that we grow up in. But then again, I couldn't care less because we grew up in so different families. Like, my cousins have the most perfect, awesome, parents that honestly are super supportive from the way I see it. They're a super kind and genuine people, and I would trade that for every luxury in the world, seriously.
Right.
So I never understood the kind of how I felt jealousy about material things, because it's like I would trade it right away, but
not everyone not everyone thinks that, right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
but well,
are there other comments or that was just a tough
it's
comment?
just another comment that says, this is the right answer. Opie's daughter doesn't need to change school. That's not the solution, as we all said. But Opie needs to have a serious look at what's really going on. The fact that the kid allegedly picking on Opie's niece or daughter's friends make it unlikely that the daughter is not involved in some capacity. At the absolute least, Opie needs to speak to his daughter about how you respond to bullies in your social circle and make sure daughter isn't getting involved in bullying. Opie needs to make sure she understands what her friends are doing is wrong and ensure she doesn't participate, at the minimum, or preferably that she doesn't involve herself with those sort of people. And you're right about Opie's tone. It speaks volumes, and I'm inclined to believe daughter is on a pedestal here. Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
At least from our point of view, from thousands of kilometers away in Switzerland, in the Alps, in the middle of nowhere now.
But yeah, I mean, still, I think it's really on point. It's the way he talks about
definitely.
his niece. It is apparent that it probably had a big influence on his daughter. Maybe the way she sees her too, or
Right.
yeah. But let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on to the next story.
Yeah.
So our next story is from the subreddit Sure of My Chest, and the title is "My wife won't have sex with me until I earn it back."
Earn it back.
Earn it back.
Okay. Whatever that means. Tell us
That's
the
a question.
story.
Like, is it sexy or is it bad? I mean, we could interpret. What's the word?
Interpretarlo. You know
Exactly.
what I mean. Interpreter, interpretieren, interpret. Yeah, whatever.
In any language, that word. In different ways. Okay, but let's see. My wife, 34 female, and I, 35 male, have two beautiful children, aged 5 and 8. My wife is a police officer. Oh,
Sexy.
officer. And as such, works long stretches of time. When she's home, she doesn't have the bandwidth to be a wife or mother, and mostly sits in her computer chair, drinks, and watches TikTok. Holding a conversation is right impossible. I can see the pain in her eyes anytime she has to interact with me. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. That sounded quite extreme. To see the pain in someone's eyes when they're interacting with you.
But quite poetic.
Okay.
I could see the pain
Pain
in her
in
eyes.
your
Okay. The last good thing that we had together was sex. Yesterday, she decided last minute not to come to a birthday party with us because I was being annoying for asking her if I could have one Saturday a month to myself. She rolled her eyes and said, "I don't want to talk about this right now." I ended up taking both kids alone, which is always sketchy because our daughter has autism and tends to wander. About 15 minutes into the party, sure enough, my daughter bolted. I had to call 911. The birthday party turned into a search party. It was an absolute mess. I was an emotional train wreck. Thank God we found her about a 45-second walk from the building where we were in. Whoa, damn.
45 seconds.
About a 45-second walk away from the building, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's very precise. Like, not even a minute. It was 45 seconds away from the building. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
And that's it? That's the
No,
story?
when my wife caught wind of what happened, she called me a slew of names and then informed me until I got my shit together, she wouldn't have sex with me. My love language is physical touch, so she knows how much this hurts. She's already taken affection away. No more spontaneous kisses, no more compliments, no nothing. So now, no sex too. Last night, I think she was dreaming. I could feel her coming onto me and she put her hand down my pants. Oh. Sorry.
Someone turned on suddenly. Suddenly
I just had took a different turn than I expected. I whispered, "What about your boundary?" She said, "Oh, okay. You don't have to if you don't want to." Then she turned over. I asked when we can have sex again. She said, "When I earn it." I asked how I can earn it. And she said, "By not being a bitch to me and watching your kids."
Roasted. No, but I mean, okay.
Okay, no,
yeah.
that's harsh. I'm sorry this is lengthy. I'm in so much pain. How starved can a person be? No intimacy for who knows how long. Thank you for listening.
But is OP a man or a woman?
Yeah,
okay.
we have the person who writes in is the man, the husband, and it's about his wife.
Okay. Because for one second I thought, is this about a lesbian couple? Because
no, it's my wife and I'm 35 male.
Right.
So,
oh my God,
what do you think?
It reminds me, it just made me think, how even though the roles remained the same, they just switch gender, taking the woman, like the role of the breadwinner and being the police officer who is a macho and so sexist in a way, while the poor man was kind of suffering, dealing with the children with autism and being felt as if he was left alone. And I was
it's
like,
so
oh
crazy to have it the other way around, right?
Yeah, like I really want to support her, but it's kind of hard because he's being she is being like the macho man in this situation, where she doesn't want to open up about her own emotions or how she feels, and just blaming everything on him. Like,
yeah, honestly, it sounds extremely abusive and toxic.
Yeah,
I mean, sex is something intimate. It's not something that you withhold from someone in order to get something from them, no matter in what context. Honestly, that is such a red flag. That is a huge red flag.
And I mean, he even asked, like, okay, how can I earn it? And she just insulted him. Like, wow.
Even more, I mean, honestly, this guy sounds amazing, because not even the fact that he watches the kids and is home alone, which is also amazing, but just the fact that he wanted to have sex with her. She was coming on to him, and the first thing he said was, "What about your boundary? I wanted to make sure that this is something you want to do." And she got offended by it, and then tells him that he has to earn it back by doing something that he's already doing, watching the kids, but also then by not being a bitch to me. What the hell?
That isn't constructive feedback.
Yeah, no, that is so unhealthy. It also seems that she is not... Well, she's definitely not happy in this relationship, and also not in her life, as it seems. But also it feels so, manipulative. That she... I don't know what her goal is. Like, she wants him to do... I don't know, more.
She's a macho man. I don't know how else to explain it.
It's just narcissism
but
at
what
best.
Is it about the profession of police officers that you hear so many stories of how toxic they are in their families? Like, I was like, what is it about the profession that we just hear, like police officers having shitty family?
I don't know. I mean, I get it's a tough job, but... I don't know.
I don't know. We should ask a police officer directly to know more.
To my defense, that I was talking about the parents of my cousins. My uncle is kind of I think it was a police officer. I hope I'm not doing this wrong. Yeah, no, he works at the police.
You're
Yeah,
sharing
no.
like false information about your family.
No.
Are you sure?
But, and he's an awesome man, so I think it could be, depending on where
we
you are.
can't
a police
generalize,
officer. Yeah.
right? But she also, like, the one sentence that triggered me was when he asked, like, for 1 day so that he can have some alone time.
Yeah.
And that she didn't agree with it. That's also such a big red flag, honestly.
Not even that she didn't agree with it, that she got mad about it. I mean, what? Talk to your partner. Okay, let's see the top comments. So top comment is, you do realize that your wife is bullying you, right? That's all.
Right.
But it's on point. Honestly, it's on point.
Which, also proves that not only men can be assholes, but also women can be assholes. We need to be equal here,
actually, equality. Yeah.
Right.
No, but it's kind of refreshing, even though this is a hard story. It's refreshing to having, the other way around.
Exactly.
Not the cliche,
and realize that it's not about gender. Like, everyone can be an asshole.
And it's about treating people right and communicating and, putting in the effort in a relationship.
And that's when I ask myself, why do those type of men end up with those type of women? Like, I would really want a man on my side who takes care of the children and asks me, like, about my boundaries and how they can, how we can have, like, a healthy relationship or whatever. And
I got that one.
Okay, stop bragging right now. Okay, there are a lot of singles like me that are struggling, so you don't need to say that.
I just had to say that there are men out there.
They exist.
Yeah, and not all of them have to be together with toxic women.
Right.
Just spreading hope, I hope. Okay, but next comment. Rough. I have read several different posts about wives that are also cops. They start bringing home that toxic mentality from all the other cops. There we have it.
That almost answers the question.
That kind of makes sense.
Right.
3 different posts about female cops cheating on their husbands with other cops before I unsubscribed to all the infidelity subreddits. Like 6 months later, that young woman was all on the news for cheating on her husband and having sex with the entire police department while on duty.
Whoa, that is the type of title you would find on Pornhub. Like, oh my god, a police gangbang? Well, that's crazy.
Oh, damn.
So policewomen are, getting on it. They're
this post really goes into the bad things, as it appears women cops do. I mean, they continue. Guy in my top golf league found sex toys in his wife's work bag. He had been out for work for a year and was taking care of the house and kids. Apparently that she used it not with him, And then turns out all the cops were making fun of the stay-at-home dad and emasculating him. Wife started an affair with another cop who was a real man.
Oh my god. That's why you can tell that we women do not know what we want, okay? we want a man that, can take care of the kids, does all the home chores and everything, but also needs to be a real man.
Which is defined apparently by not taking care of the kids.
Exactly. Like, we want it all. We want it all, and it's just not possible.
That's just a BS. Seriously. It's
definitely,
like, why do you want to be treated bad? Why do you want to be treated less than you're valued? I mean, really?
Oh my god.
And I get it. I also thought that my type is the bad boy type until I realized that the bad boys treat you bad. Yes, shocking, right?
Bad boy.
Shocking. That's when I realized I don't want a bad boy.
Right.
I'd rather take the nerdy ones, the cute ones, the quiet ones,
Hashtag healthy.
Yeah.
Hashtag maybe not what you expected, but better.
Yeah. All this is totally anecdotal, and I'm in no way saying all female cops cheat. I definitely have some new red flags, though. Yeah. Oh, I definitely have some new red flags, though. That's all. But yeah, we can't generalize, but apparently it is sometimes a scheme. Like, yeah. But the next comment, I think, sums it up really good, what is happening with the situation in OP. They write, this is it. It's abuse and it's also hypocritical. And then she just replies to one section that he wrote. When she's home, she doesn't have the bandwidth to be a wife or mother, and mostly sits in her computer chair, drinks, and watches TikTok. Holding a conversation is impossible. I can see the pain in her eyes anytime she interacts with me. And then they reply to that, this is not okay. You paint a picture of a failing marriage where the wife is increasingly distant and disconnected. Maybe she doesn't like you anymore, or maybe she's just fed up with the family life, or maybe she's mentally overwhelmed with shit at her job. No matter which way it is, do not continue this situation. Change it. Get counseling, try something else, divorce if you must, but do not stay like this indefinitely. You will lose yourself. You will set yourself on fire trying to keep her warm, and it won't work. She doesn't owe you sex, but it's also not okay to intentionally withhold sex as a punishment. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right on point. It's like,
yeah. A very good summary.
Yeah.
Why do we even do these podcasts? There are people doing so many good summaries. Like, so we really need to add something. That would be so funny that our podcast would be all about that. You know, we just agreeing with people's summaries. Like,
yeah, but in the end, I do have to say that's why Reddit is such a cool platform, because people do give great advice, and things like that help people like OP to wake up and realize, this is a failing marriage. And I know our comments aren't as good as those, but we also have to consider that those people had time to sit down and write it and really think about it, and we just react on the go,
reflect on it.
But you know, we're trying to bring out those stories to other people. Maybe this will help someone else because they realize, you know what, I'm in a similar situation, or I know someone that's in this situation. That's and I think they need a wake-up call. So you know, you never know who listens to this and suddenly realizes, damn, that's advice I needed. And I think that's what we can actually offer here. I don't know if you ever had a situation or something, but sometimes...
Where a woman who was a police officer had a toxic relationship with me.
No, but I mean more I know what you mean. That you need advice on a situation, but maybe you cannot talk about it with friends or a family, or it's not that you cannot, but you're not sure, you feel like everything's all right because you're telling this yourself. And then suddenly, I mean, it would have helped if someone would have come to you and told you, stop doing this, it's not worth it, believe me. Or if someone would come and be like, I know the situation you're in, I've experienced something similar, and this is the outcome, it's not worth it. And I mean, luckily we don't go through all of this things.
Yeah, that's true.
Someone else might listen to this and be like, damn, I needed to hear exactly this, and I needed to hear those comments, and I needed to hear someone else telling me that this is crazy to realize it is crazy. And really I was trying to convince myself it's not.
Right.
So
that's true.
I hope we're doing something good here, at least.
Hashtag saving lives. Hashtag changing destinies for the better.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, you know, if someone tells you, you need to take counseling and all that type of stuff, I just ask myself, do those people really listen, or, you know, because
I think they do.
Yeah.
I mean, people that write in here, they generally want an advice. Oh, well, okay. They posted it on True of My Chest, so they just wanted to get it out because they're frustrated. Right. But I don't think even there, the advice you get, it gets you thinking. It gets you thinking on that you need to change something. And
just by writing it down and posting it.
Yeah, but also reading what people have to say to this story that you just shared. I mean, there's a reason why people post it in somewhere where it's anonymous and not telling it to their friends and listening only to them. And there are situations or stories on Reddit where people write down things and even write down what their friends and families advise them, but they're just at a loss. Where it's so helpful to catch, you know, the opinion of a stranger telling you, no, you are not crazy. You are doing the right things. It's just sometimes it's a blessing, honestly.
And what was the question? Is he an asshole or not? Or
no, in this case, it's, you know, True of My Chest is a confession subreddit, so they just want to get it out. They're not actively searching for anything actually. Also it's not a question, I think.
Okay.
But I think they will still probably, or I hope, take it to heart what people write here. And, you know, OP, if you are perchance listening to our podcast, write us an update. What happened?
I would be really interested about that.
Yeah, I would be too.
You deserve better, okay?
You do. You deserve someone that actually cherishes the things you do and gives it back to you. And believe me, there are people out there that will give you what you need and deserve, and what your kids deserve too, honestly. Yeah. Because, I mean, those kids also don't have a mother, as it seems. And that's also sad for them, even though I'm happy that they have an awesome dad. But you all deserve more.
You deserve better. Okay.
Yeah.
Next story.
Yeah. That was kind of weighing down on us. So to, finish up a little lighter, we have, again, those from the subreddit from askreddit, a question to discuss. And the question is, what's the most delusional belief you held as a child?
Ooh. That my father would truly love me. No, I don't know. What would be the biggest illusion?
That was so dark.
That I think my biggest delusion as a child was that I'm just still laughing at that. That's a daddy issues joke. Oh my god.
No, I laugh so much because I can relate. It's like, don't we all?
Oh my god, don't we all? I'm not. Don't we all?
Yeah, no, I can relate so much.
No, but yeah, besides that delusion, I think another thing I was really delusional as a child was that I truly believed that I was going to become like the first woman being the president of Mexico. Like
really?
For some reason, I really wanted to be like the first woman to ever become the president of Mexico. And now they are voting between two women to become, the president of Mexico right now in 2024.
Well, but at least, your dream kind of got true. It wasn't you, but at least there's for the first time a woman. Yeah,
exactly.
Progress is happening. So that's that's actually such a inspiring delusional dream.
Right?
Honestly, what?
I had big ambitions as a child, and now I just live of doing some shitty comedy and podcasts. No, that was word. I didn't phrase that correctly. Shitty comedy and good podcasts. Sorry, and high quality podcasts. And,
I see what you think of this.
Sorry. That my English is not so good. Yo no hablar inglés very well. No, sorry. You know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Honestly, from all the projects I've been doing since 2019, this is like the most professional, high quality project I've been ever involved. So stay tuned, guys.
Yeah. That makes me happy. It's actually for me too. From all the projects I've been doing a lot. That's the most fun and entertaining one. I just love doing it. It's
definitely
awesome.
What has been your biggest illusion?
I've been trying to think about it while listening to you. Could join you on the daddy issue one and add in with mothers too. But I think the most delusional belief I held was that I someday will get my acceptance letter to Hogwarts. And I'm still hoping, please, it will have to come one day. And then it will turn out that I am, in fact, a wizard. Please. No, but seriously, I really did hope. I really did think there has to be something. I have to be some sort of demigod or wizard or some magic form. Like, it can't be it all. It can't be just this.
Right. But you, as a Harry Potter fan, talking to a muggle like me, tell me, is the belief of Howards as strong as believing in Santa Claus or on that or the Tooth Fairy? Like, do you believe in those things as strongly when you do as a child about, the Tooth Fairy as you do with Howard?
I think for me, not just as a fan, but I think those two stories really had a really great impact on me as a child that really needed, friends. And they kind of could identify myself with Harry and his situation and everything. Not that I'm an orphan, but somehow just feeling like a lost kid in a way. I knew obviously it wasn't real. I knew it wouldn't happen. I mean, I hoped it, and I never really believed that strongly in the tooth fairy, or not even in Santa Claus. I mean, I knew it wasn't real because my parents never told me about it in a way to make it real, because in the end it was still I gave you this gift, so you need to thank me.
They wanted to get all the credits.
Yeah, no. In that way, I never grew up that intensely with that belief. But I was a kid that, I loved reading fantasy books. And fantasy was my whole world, still is sometimes. That's why I still am trying to write my own fantasy book since 12 years. And one day I might finish it. But yeah, that's another story.
That's another story, yeah.
No, but I always loved to believe in magic, honestly.
Right,
even though I knew it was probably not real and, but I think even as a child and even now, also the reason why I love Disney is just, I love seeing magic and things. And I love, in a way, believing actively in the magic of moments and things. And, going into Disneyland, knowing it's not real, but just letting my inner child be free and being inspired by the things and just feeling the magic around you. It just enhances your life so much. Believing in that anything could be possible and that, magic could be true, that wishing upon a star might grant you your wish that you have. It gives you hope, and it makes life for me in a way more romantic. It's like romanticizing your life, and I still love to do that. And that's also why I just love those stories like Harry Potter. It's just, it even makes school more exciting.
Right. So now you know, guys, love and magic do exist, but in very different ways.
Okay. Yeah. But let's see what people said.
Yeah.
If they had so meaningful things as we had to say. Okay, so the first commenter said, we moved to a town when I was 5 that had a neighborhood with streets named after states. We had moved from out of state and ended up living on the street with the name of the state we'd moved from. I assumed anyone who moved from out of state had to live on a street corresponding to the state they came from.
Oh my God.
So... Okay, I'm trying to think of an example
right now between us. Like,
I don't know a lot of states in America and everything that I could now just recite, but I think in our example that would be kind of, if you lived in Schwyz and then you moved to Zug, but you had to live on a street that was called Schwyz because you came from Schwyz, throwing in Swiss German words.
Wow. That's not a delusion. That's just being stupid. No. No, sorry. What's the next one?
Okay, the next one is that salt and pepper cancel each other out. Too much salt, add some pepper to the dish. Same if you did too much pepper, just add salt.
That would make sense to me, though.
It sounds kind of actually.
Yeah, like, oh my God, I don't know anything about chemicals or whatever, or ingredients, but yeah, why not?
But then again, if you add both, then it tastes like nothing.
All right. Oh my God, that's a good one.
And they added, I ruined many family dinners. And someone added to that, I thought that since there is salt and pea, there's also pepper and shit.
Pepper and shit? What?
Okay, let's move biology. On with it. Okay, next. That a rum and coke was a Roman Coke. Mom just said it fast. Figured the ancients just liked their Coke that way.
Oh,
that's so cute. Seriously, yeah.
Have you heard about this trend where people ask men, like, when was the last time you thought about the Roman Empire?
Yeah, or what's your Roman Empire in general?
Yeah. What would be your answer to that question? When was the last time you thought about the Roman Empire?
Well, since this is a trend kind of often.
Ever since the question went viral, I've been thinking about it.
My question to you would be, what would be your Roman Empire?
Oh, so something I think about all the time?
Something that is so great, that people thought Roman Empire was the greatest thing ever, that it was the best place to live and be in.
Right.
Like, what would be your Roman Empire?
Oh, good question. I think It would be this library of Alexandria, if
Oh,
I
really?
am quoting it correctly. You know, this amazing library that existed thousands of years ago, and where all the documents that were so precious at the time just went burn. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like they lost so many wisdom and so many knowledge in one night, or like just
true.
at once. And what would the world be if they had survived?
So your Roman Empire would be to be able to read all of
yeah,
those
like
and
to
see
be in
the-
that time where that
Yeah.
library existed, and being able to read all the, like,
Wow.
not all of the documents, but like be
Yeah,
able to be
but
there with all
see
those
where-
people. Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. What would
It's
be your
Honestly, a
Roman
hard
Empire?
question because apart from loving fantasy, I really love ancient things. I really love the Greek times and the stories. I love
The
Rome.
mythology, Greek mythology.
Yeah. And I love also I love the time period. I love the fashion they had. I love the architecture. I'm just in love with actually the ancient times. And so my Roman Empire would probably be Roman Empire or, the Greek times.
Okay.
I mean, not that I want to give up all my rights and everything, but I am a fan of the medieval times. Just, historically, all the things. I'm really interested in those things. And if I could choose to live in a time period, well, I think it would be actually the Roman Empire or something like that.
Really?
But I would just take, some of the things we have today with me, like medicine or, hygiene, the rights.
hygiene, yeah.
If we could just, take kind
Keep
of
the
fashion,
internet, take the internet with me.
Yeah, just take,
And have,
or,
yeah.
take the fashion, take the architecture back.
Right,
Because
right.
it's just,
Just the good things,
Yeah, when
not
you
only
see
the-
all those, it's just the architecture of it is just glorious. You remember when we were in Montpellier?
Yeah.
And
For those
there-
who don't know, Montpellier is a student town in France, in the south of
and
France.
what I loved there, I was amazed by this town because they had so much ancient Greek architecture incorporated into the city. I don't know why they did that, but it was stunning to me, and I'm obsessed with those things. Whenever I see something that has those old architecture, or that's also why I love to go to museums. I love it. I love going through history, and so my Roman Empire will be Roman Empire. So
Original.
boring. or the Greek. But yeah, I mean,
Good.
yeah,
Next.
Percy Jackson world. Okay, and the next is that turning on the light in a moving car was illegal.
Yeah, that's a good one. That
I
reminds
can
me of my
relate with that
childhood.
one. Yeah. Every time my dad, he would get pissed. And I know it's dangerous because it makes it really hard to really see as a driver, but still, oh my God, I felt like someone was dying.
Yeah. It was a little bit overreacted, but
Yeah.
But
We have two more. The next one is, if I didn't sleep with my whole body covered by my blanket, witches would come in through my window at night and kidnap me. As long as I was under the cover, they couldn't find me. To be honest, I can't say it's delusional because I'm still here, so it clearly did not work. That is a crazy belief as a child, but it has something. Do you also have that fear that if your feet are out, something is gonna just grab your feet?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Why do we have this fear? Where does it come from? Honestly,
I don't know. But I think everyone feels it. That as soon as they're not completely covered and protected, they're like, "Oh my God, something is gonna kill me."
But see, those are things that kind of sometimes even scare me about our culture or human beings in general, where you have this weird thing, being afraid of putting your feet out because it feels like someone is going to grab it.
Yeah.
And it's so random and strange that it feels like it has to be just you. But then you hear it's other people have it too, and it's like, oh my God, you too? But then again, it's also like, why?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes all back to the cave times, when we used to live in caves, and the chances of being bitten by a snake or whatever were so high that our body just, is normalized to feel that way in case of any natural danger approaches. And maybe our brain, because our brain hasn't developed for, centuries and has remained the same way, that's why we feel that way.
That's so interesting. Okay.
You know, I'm not that dumb as some people believe.
No, but actually that makes really sense. That's amazing. But there are so many things where I feel like, you know, some random quirks that you have or do where you feel like you have to be the only one that does it because it's so dumb and weird. And then you realize a lot of people do it and you're like, cool, but also why?
Why?
It's so strange that those are moments where I'm like, is there even something like individuality? Like, I feel like
I don't
not.
think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, you see so many videos of so many people joking about their family situations, or, you know, when they loved that their cousins would stay for a pajama party or whatever. And it's like, I think we're all living the same life, more or less.
Sometimes, yes.
It does feel like that. And the one thing I do like to know, thanks to the internet, is that there are also people besides me that like to talk to themselves when they're alone, or imagine having a music concert at 3 a.m. in their bedrooms, you know? Like, I'm glad to know that there are thousands, if not millions, of people doing that when they're home alone.
Yeah, and I mean, one of those things is the reason why we are sitting now here doing this podcast. Because remember when we talked about having the fantasy in our heads of talking to, you know, a host, just telling them our things from life as if we were super important, and we joked about this and made a huge joke out of this. And that was actually the reason why I was like, if I would do a podcast, it would be so funny to do it with you. Because when we did the reenactment, when we did the reenactment of this host situation of being a star, it was so funny.
So funny.
So
definitely. That's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here. Like, trust your quirks or whatever. Okay, let's go into the last one.
Yeah.
I can feel that one. If you accidentally swallowed a watermelon seed, you will grow one in your belly.
Oh, I had that one too, but just like for 2 days as a child.
Really? Okay. I didn't have that one, but I had the comment next to this, also under this one. If you swallowed your gum, your stomach would stick to itself. I had that belief.
Oh, right.
I used to swallow my chewing gums all the time, and my mom was always like, don't do it because it will stick together and you will die.
But that's what a lot of Latino parents say. I think that's just cultural thing. I don't know if in other cultures they do that.
Well, apparently, I think.
I think so. So yeah, that's just something that parents tell to their children so that they.
Yeah, because someone replied to that. For me, if I swallowed my gum, I would just flat out die.
But yeah, I know that it's unhealthy, but I don't think it's that extreme that you would immediately die.
Well, no, apparently not, because I did it like 10 times when I was younger.
Right, and you are here.
And I still live.
Oh my God.
Thank goodness. And I think my stomach also didn't stick to itself, but who knows?
Who knows?
We will never find out. Okay, yeah. That was all for today.
Oh, wow.
So we got.
Time flies by.
That it really does. And it was really deep talk. I mean, it was nice. But that was all the chisme for today.
Exactly. And if your tia has a better story, let us know.
Yeah. So until next time. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you had fun.
Just do what you know you have to do in order to support us and make more Latina content like this.
And follow us on Instagram to get updates on new episodes. We are going to ask you questions there where we maybe are going to discuss those questions here in our podcast. So if you want to be part of the podcast episode or have your dilemmas be discussed by us, send them in. And we hope to see you in next week's episode.
Exactly. This is only the beginning and the chisme must go on.
Yes.
So see you till next time.
Yeah, but until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.